college hockey talking. And actually, let me rewind that just a little bit. Actually, there are just a few quick wild facts, weird, wacky, wild facts that I want to get in here in regards to the Minnesota Wild Chicago Blackhawks game that took place 2 nights ago, where the Minnesota Wild, like I said, not only won their sixth game in a row, but they beat the Chicago Blackhawks for a fifth time this year. And I want to apologize to my Facebook followers and Twitter followers for a week or two ago, after we beat them for the fourth time to go up 4-0 on them on the season. I tweeted that we completed the regular season sweep because, to my knowledge, you did not play any one team more than 4 times in a year, which we usually do not. However, this year was different, and because of the outdoor game where they were our opponent, and in fact we played them 5 total times this year, and we beat them all 5 times. Now, crazy fact, the last time the Blackhawks were swept 5-0 by a team in one season was 1939 by the Boston Bruins. Original 6 days we're talking here. But don't miscue that too much, because like I said, almost every season you don't play anybody 5 times. You play them 4 times, okay? It's not like this was the first time that they had been swept, by anybody, in the regular season since 1939 or anything like that. It's just the first time it was the number 5 and not the number 4 because of the outdoor stadium game where they were set opponents, thus making it an exception this year. But still, nonetheless, a very impressive, interesting, and historic statistic regarding our red-hot Minnesota Wild. The other talker from that Blackhawks game was Mr. Duncan Keith of the Chicago Blackhawks. He lost his cool before the end of the game and tried to kill a Minnesota Wild hockey player basically with his stick by waving his stick, swinging his stick at the throat, face, and head area of a Minnesota Wild player, and he has been suspended indefinitely. That doesn't mean he's out for forever. It just means they have not determined yet what the exact number of games he will be suspended for, but rest assured, he is suspended. He will probably be suspended for the rest of the regular season, and it would not surprise me if he is suspended for some of, if not the entire first round of the NHL playoffs. And they could use him because they're slumping bad. So, defending champs not looking good right now. And in my humble opinion, the best thing that the Wild could have happen this whole year isn't even necessarily, besides winning the Cup, is if the Minnesota Wild were somehow lucky enough to make it to the second round and face the Chicago Blackhawks, who have not beat us a single time this year. And the opportunity for us to beat them when it counts and finally have that monkey once and forever off our back, we've never had a better opportunity to do that than this year. So that's what I'm really hoping for. I'm hoping for a second round rematch between Chicago and Minnesota from last year, only this time the Wild come out victorious and boom, on to the conference finals, on to the Cup finals. We're winning the Stanley Cup for the first time ever here in the state of hockey. Oh, yes, bring it on. I'm telling you, if that happens, that's what's happening. There we go, boom, trademark, Scotty Ball. If that's what happened, I don't even remember what I said. I don't know. Anyway. Point being, Duncan Keith, you suck. Wild, you rock. Alright, now let's be done with Wild/NHL talk and let us get to a small amount of college hockey, where the first 2 rounds of the Division I men's college hockey tournament have taken place. They are done. The number 1 seed in the tournament, Quinnipiac, I don't know how you say it, Quinnipiac we'll go with, They won both games. First round against Rochester Institute, second round against Massachusetts Lowell, who defeated Yale in the first round. And so number one seed Quinnipiac is in the Final Four. They will take on Boston College. Boston College got there by defeating Harvard in the first round and then beating our Minnesota Duluth in the second round, who beat the 4 seed in the tournament, number 2 on their side, Providence, in round 1. Now, going over to the other side, we had on the top of the bracket our good friends at the UND, University of North Dakota, home of the Fighting Hawks / Fighting Sioux. They will always be the Fighting Sioux as far as I'm concerned. They were the 3 seed overall, the 2 seed on their side of the bracket. They beat Northeastern in the first round, and then in the second round they defeated Michigan, who advanced to the second round by defeating Notre Dame 3-2. And then on the bottom side of that bracket, we had Denver taking on Boston U. Denver crushes Boston U 7-2. Denver then defeated Ferris freaking State. Are you kidding me? Yes, Ferris State in the first round of the D1 men's hockey tournament upsetted the number 1 seed on its side of the bracket and the number 2 overall seed in the tournament, the 20 minutes down the road from my house, St. Cloud State Huskies. And the Huskies lost 5-4. I do not know if that was an overtime score or anything like that, but a heartbreaking loss for my and possibly your St. Cloud State Huskies in the very first round of the tournament, when they had very high championship aspirations and expectations. And like I said, the team who knocked them out fell embarrassingly to the so far mighty Denver by a score of 6-3. Denver's won 7-2 and 6-3, so the next one theoretically they should win 5-4, you would think, but that's not what's going to happen, because they are taking on now our only horse left in the race, the University of North Dakota, formerly Fighting Sioux, now Fighting Hawks. And that should be a great game, UND versus Denver, actually. That is April 7th at 8:30 p.m. on ESPN2. And right before that, at 5 p.m. on April 7th on ESPN2, will be the number 1 seed Quinnipiac, or however the heck you say it, taking on Boston College. And Boston College is another one of those schools and those programs that, they're respectable, they're good, they're always there for some reason. So that could be a really good game as well. Total coin flip, who wins? I'm going to go with Boston, because I like talking with a Boston accent. It's so fun. Hey Mikey, get the car. But we're going to go with Boston College all the way, BC. Going to upset the number 1 seed Quinnipiac, or however you say them, the Q guys. And then, on the other side, I am picking the Fighting Sioux, University of North Dakota. Yes, I know they're not called that anymore, but I told you this. We've been over this. Picking UND over Denver, even though Denver has been extremely red hot in their first 2 games this tournament. They haven't really played much for competition. And North Dakota's been equally hot, winning 6-2 and 5-2, and against better teams, one would think. So that's what we got. There you go. So your champion then. So we're going to have North Dakota versus Boston College in the championship. Well, Court, you know who I'm picking. Do I even need to go with this? UND. And the home of the Sioux Brave. Yeah. Anyway, so there is your NCAA Division I Frozen Four update, and the championship game will be April 9th at 8 p.m. So we got a ways to wait yet. In fact, we'll probably be talking about this on next week's show yet. But figured I'd get you up to speed, get myself up to speed right now. All right, there. That's it for the hockey talk. So Balls on Fire would officially be put out. I love that Boston accent, especially with Coach Torchetti here with the Wild, and he's coaching up Carter and Porter, and there ain't much he can do about Vanek, but Dumba and Dubnik and Zach, and Miko. And they all, I love hearing John Torchetti talk about the Wild with that Boston accent. And so here I am still talking with a Boston accent. But all right, that is it for Balls on Fire. and Balls on Ice, because they were the same thing this week, and we're at 5 minutes under an hour. Yeah, like I said, it might take longer than we initially thought it would, but have no fear. I am going to get it all to fit in. You don't worry about it. It's going to fit. All right. All right. Well, we're moving along, singing a song side by side. Hey, my mom will enjoy that part of the show this week, if nothing else. And funny thing is, there's parts of the show I kind of hope she doesn't enjoy. But anyway, getting sidetracked. Moving on with the show, I believe, yes, it is in fact time for us to indulge in and enjoy and celebrate an annual, once a year highlight for us here on Balls Deep Sports Talk. And that's right, I'm talking about none other than our annual WrestleMania preview extravaganza. And now it is with great excitement and enjoyment that I introduce to you, and we bring back and welcome to the show once again for his, I want to say, 4th or 5th appearance here with us on the show to talk pro wrestling, my exclusive WWE expert guru extraordinaire, the one and only Doug Sanders. Welcome back to the program, Doug. Wow, starting off with a mind-blowing comment there. Big boy, that, I think that's subtle genius, actually, in a way, because I think that really accurately sums up and represents how the entire WWE universe is feeling right now going in to this upcoming WrestleMania. Just, it's WrestleMania on Sunday. Well, you're going to watch it. But yeah, subtle genius already to start off. I love it. But anyway, welcome back, Doug Sanders. We're happy to have you here. And why don't you start us off with just a little basic information on the upcoming WrestleMania?
Okay, well, WrestleMania is going to take place on April 3rd this year.
Which is this Sunday.
The venue is the AT&T Stadium in the city's Arlington, Texas, but general is just Dallas, Texas, if you just want to go general.
And I want to say that is the big fancy new stadium that Jerry Jones built for the Dallas Cowboys, that the Dallas Cowboys play their home games in, and the WWE has the potential and is hoping to break their all-time attendance record by holding the event here.
It's pretty much already happened, actually, because already the ticket sales have already proven now that they will, in fact, break the record for WrestleMania 3 that they did.
There you have it. All right, continue, please.
We got some sponsors from Snickers and the usual Mountain Dew Kickstart. That's like, Mountain Dew Kickstart is just the sponsor for, like, everything for WWE when it comes to pay-per-views.
I agree. Yeah, I've noticed that as well now that you point that out. What do we got for showtime as far as what time does, like, the pre-show kick off, and what time does the main pay-per-view start?
Well, WrestleMania will start at 6 p.m. in Central Time here. And the pre-show, we believe, will be at 4 p.m. Central Time, but we don't know for sure. But last year's WrestleMania was 2-hour pre-show, so it's most likely they'll just do that again for this year.
Correct. So, for those of you who aren't, math experts at home, that is a total of 6 hours of WrestleMania presentation. A 2-hour pre-show involving 3 matches and tons of promo before the 4-hour main show. All right. I guess one final bit of basic information that you need to enjoy the pay-per-view, and that is how to watch it. So would you share with everyone how WWE fans can watch WrestleMania 32? Do they have to order it on pay-per-view for like $60 or whatever, like they used to? Or is there another better way?
Yeah, there is, and it's called the WWE Network, and you gotta go to WWE.com, get your sign up, free for noob subscribers this month, so you could watch WrestleMania for free. But
And then
other